Hello, beauties. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm excited to do episode 8 of Let's Create a Healthy Relationship with Money. I really hope you enjoy this episode. We're heading into chapter 5, so there's really nothing else to say, but let's go. The title of chapter 5 is Money and Your Meaningful Mission. So it says here, what scares you about making more money? A lot of people I've talked to are afraid of who they'll become if they grow wealthy. When was the last time you watched a show where the richest person was also the most generous person? Probably not lately. Instead, people with money are often portrayed as being uncaring, callous, and often downright evil. But remember, money doesn't decide who you are. It simply reveals more of who you already are. Okay. This is why wisdom literature across the ages has emphasized that money itself is not bad, but loving it to the exclusion of other good things is when things go wrong. Said another way, when our relationship with money is off, it disrupts our pursuit of a richer life. Okay, interesting. Money is merely a tool, a way to store value. It is also a catalyst, an amplifying or multiplying force, especially with regard to your ability to do great good in the world. Ironically, any relationship problems you have with money tend to come to the surface even when you try to do something meaningful with it. For example, suppose you have a passion for helping people get physically fit so they live longer, healthier lives. If you have an avoidant approach in your relationship with money, you might struggle to charge enough for your services. As a result, you can't make ends meet and must get a 9-to-5 job you don't like. On the other hand, if you tend to have a more anxious approach, you might fall into unhealthy lifestyle patterns as you worry and fret over being able to pay the bills. As a result, your business suffers alongside you and you have to go back to an occupation that doesn't align with your mission. Different relationship reasons, but the same result. But if you are secure in your relationship with money, you'll find it easier to connect money with what matters most to you, your meaningful mission. All right, let's find out more about this meaningful mission, because I'm in his book, The Greatness Mindset, where he says he unpacks this concept of finding meaningful missions in greater depth. It lays a strong foundation for who you need to become to have a vibrant relationship with money and with everyone else for that matter. For a mission to be meaningful, it must first be personal to you. It must resonate with you individually, and it can't be a mission someone else wants you to tackle. It can't be imposed on you against your will. It must be an intentional embrace of a direction that is significant to you, okay? And that is key because it means no one else can choose your meaningful mission for you. And he has a couple of quotes in here. The first quote is by Bob Goff, best-selling author of Love Does, and he says, I used to be afraid of failing at things that really mattered to me, but now I'm more afraid of succeeding at things that don't matter. And I can definitely understand and agree with that from personal experience. And then he also has a quote in here from Jim Carrey who says, you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. When what you do truly matters to you, you tend to live with no regrets. Your meaningful mission taps into something more significant in life. It calls upon the deeper parts of your soul and moves you to attempt something greater than yourself. Like a heroic quest, this mission has singular focus or purpose, as well as a call that compels you to push through resistance to complete it. It often makes the people who are part of it into something better, and it always implies that the destination is grander or greater than any you have previously achieved. After all, if it's something you have done before and could easily do again, it's not much of a mission. Okay, all right, I gotta start thinking about that. I think I kind of know. But let's find out more about this, because I need to hear more. I need to understand what's going on. He goes on to talk about what his meaningful mission is, and that it still remains the same from when he wrote about it in The Greatness Mindset. He says that his mission is to serve 100 million lives weekly by helping them improve the quality of their lives and overcome the things that hold them back. And then it says, what you may be asking, does my meaningful mission have to do with money? A lot. Here's why. Money multiplies your ability to fulfill your mission. Put simply, if I had no money, I would struggle greatly to reach anyone, let alone 100 million people. It takes money to create an incredible show, to hire a team, and to share compelling media with people all over the world. To scale my message of hope, growth, and inspiration, I need money for resources to make it happen. The more money I make, the clearer I get on my mission, and the more people I can help. Excuse me. And the same is true for you. Money can make your meaningful mission come alive. All right. Okay. This chapter is gonna be interesting. I don't know, it's not incredibly long, but I feel, well, okay, I lied. It is a little bit long. It's just as long as the other ones. The next part of this chapter is called the priority pendulum. So let's find out what the heck that's about, because I don't know. I don't know. I know what a pendulum is. I know what priority means. But I don't know what those two words mean together in this scenario. So we're going to find out. Okay, so the priority pendulum section says there are two ways you can go about this. You can start with making money and then finding your mission. Or you can start by finding your mission and then monetizing it. I've seen both approaches work. For example, billionaire Mark Cuban has stated publicly that it is foolish to follow your passion in an attempt to become wealthy. He suggests you follow the money first, then use the money to do good in the world in alignment with your mission. I know it worked for me in those early years when I just needed to make more money as I figured out my mission. The problem was that I had not healed my relationship with money, or with myself for that matter. Looking back now, I can see that if I had had more clarity on my mission and devoted more time and energy into healing my relationship on all fronts, I could have accelerated that growth curve and made more money more easily, okay? And one concern I have with this money first focus is that it may prevent us from living our most authentic lives. When we're doing what doesn't fulfill us, we tend to get empty quickly. That doesn't mean that it has to happen, but there can be a danger of living an inauthentic life. Another possible danger of focusing solely on making money is that you have not healed your relationship with it. You can easily get off course. If the choices that drive your mission are fueled solely by wanting more money, it will be tough to sustain your drive to pursue it, or you may make compromises with your personal values in order to make more money, and you may never feel you are making enough. On top of that, your money story may harmfully amplify or suppress your natural money style, leading you to poor decisions and even worse quality of life. Add to that any avoidant or anxious relationship tendencies you've had some serious challenges ahead. And I can definitely relate to that, because boy, there is nothing like working in a job that you're not passionate about, that underpays you, and you're not making enough to live a regular life and to be able to treat yourself and do all the things that you need to do to survive. And you're barely making it, and you wonder why you're going to work every day. You wonder why you put in the same effort every day and work just as hard as the next day. And then, on top of that, you wonder why you're so exhausted. You wonder why every day that you get up is more difficult than the next, and why you feel like you're so burnt out from a job that literally you're not getting anything out of. And I can definitely relate to that. I'm going through that right now, and it's really difficult to go to work every day, even though I know I have to be able to afford to live at all. So I'm really curious to see what comes with this priority pendulum, because I feel like this is going to be a key factor in my journey with my relationship with money. So let's see what else this book has to say. It goes on to say here, on the other side of what I call the priority pendulum is the approach that says to focus solely on your passion and the money will inevitably follow. I got to admit, this approach really resonates with me. I'm so motivated today by what I'm passionate about, and this is where my heart naturally goes. However, I don't think it always works all that well in the real world. We all know starving artists who are doing what they love, but no one knows about them. How much better would the world be if they had money to promote their work? Or what about an aspiring entrepreneur who has an idea that could really make the world a better place but has no funding to make it happen? Or a crusader trying to cure an injustice in the world without any donors to support the cause? Passion alone is not enough. Neither is chasing money. The missing link is the skill you don't yet have but absolutely need if you're ever going to monetize your meaningful mission. Maybe a starving artist is afraid to promote himself because then he would be selling out, but really he just needs to learn skills in marketing, sales, networking, and collaboration in order to get his message out to others. Likewise, a skilled carpenter who has a passion for building things in her garage needs to learn sales and marketing if her woodwork is going to produce money. Don't get me wrong, I think passion is a smart place to start. If I had to do it over again, I would start with meaningful mission first, then seek to make money in a way that aligns with it. And this is a key as best as I could in that season of life. I know that for me, once I began to get crystal clear on my meaningful mission, that mission led the way and money had followed. But I have had to develop the skills I need along the way and discipline to deploy the money, habits to monetize the mission effectively. All right. And see, I love this because this is what I'm doing right here in the now with this YouTube thing. I started out with Twitch, I did a little bit on TikTok and whatever, Instagram, whatever I could find, literally anything that I can touch. I wanted to try and make content on, and this is something that I'm passionate about, is making content, and I've been trying to find ways that make sense for me to make content, and YouTube has been really exciting and like really has propelled me forward, and like I'm starting from a place of passion. I know that the reality is that even though it's my goal to get at least 100 subscribers by the end of the year, I know the reality is that might take more time than the goal that I'm setting, but I'm gonna work hard. And I think it took me a while to put out YouTube videos because I wanted an editor to be able to put out the best possible YouTube videos that I could, not realizing that I already kind of have this editing skill from experience in high school. I genuinely do feel like I have at least some knowledge in the editing world to be able to get me started, to propel me forward, to push forward and just do the damn thing instead of waiting for the money to come, even though I know that it's coming, and I'm so incredibly grateful for when it does, and I'm so incredibly grateful and thankful, and I thank money. I'm really trying to thank money as much as I can for being in my life and giving me the opportunities that I have and propelling me forward. But I know there's more to it than just having the passion, and I know there's more to it than just having the money, so I'm really excited about this conversation here. So next it says, ask yourself, if money were no longer an issue, what would I do? What would light me up every day? Don't let the how stop you from focusing on and pursuing your why. Once you have a clarity on your why, then you can seek the middle zone of the priority pendulum. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is what the priority pendulum looks like. It says here the money focus, the meaningful mission zone, and then the passion focus. So we want to be in the reachable middle. This is all reachable. I know it is. So let's see what else it's got to say about this. So it breaks down each section of the pendulum. The money focus expects to get to passions later, focuses on making money first. The passions focus follows what you love to do, trusts that money will follow. The meaningful mission zone, which is the middle zone, driven by mission, adapts to your season of life, seeks alignment between money and mission, learns skills needed to succeed, overcomes fears of monetizing the mission. All right, so this is the middle zone that I am currently moving towards and want to stay in. So it says most people will find the most success in that middle place where their passion and money and reality come together. There will likely be seasons of life when you must do something you don't fully love just to make money until you can transition to something you do love that aligns with your mission. And that's okay. Instead of beating yourself up in that season, give yourself the freedom to make money in those ways, but don't lose sight of your mission. The goal is to always be moving toward achieving greater alignment between money and your meaningful mission. All right. Wow. So I'm just taking a look here, and Yeah, there's quite a few pages. I think honestly this chapter is probably gonna be like 3 parts, because it's a lot of reading, and as y'all know, I'm really not trying to read y'all this whole entire book. So I'm gonna end this video here. I really hope this is really interesting for you all. Please leave comments, like, and subscribe. It's really helps my channel out. I really, like I said, I really want to eventually make this channel monetizable. And any comments, likes, or subscriptions that come to this channel, these videos, help me significantly. So I thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, how long or short they end up being. And I just really hope that we can find our missions together, align with this meaningful mission zone, and just keep on trucking and do the best that we can on this journey and give ourselves some grace. And I'm really excited for the future. And thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.